They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Steps away. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Detroit!
Operating from the gun, Francis. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll begin the drive with Howard. He finds an opening past the 40. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They go play action here on 1st down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Anthony Barr in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Fights off the defender. And he's going to go down again.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, it's not been their bread and butter. I don't know, is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Linval Joseph in there to drop him yet again, and he must be shell-shocked back there. That's now back-to-back-to-back sacks, and it's 4th down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And now out comes Minnesota. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now Cook. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudens. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Francis. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And he's got this one down to the 10. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
This is Howard on 2nd down. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Trubisky now to throw on 3rd down. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Trubisky with the give to Howard. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit, thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Throwing here, Trubisky, eluding the pressure right. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Well, definitely be a disappointment to come out of this starting position with just 3 points. They need to try to dial something up now, 3rd and 10. Here's Trubisky. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
They had it 1st and goal. 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
And out now come the Vikings. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw on 2nd down. Francis escaping the pressure right. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And they work this well upfield across the 45. First down. Francis flushed out right. And that is incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
To throw on third down. Francis dancing to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jonathan Bullard in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is fielded inside the 5. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. On the handoff, this is Howard. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they were hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Trubisky. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Burton. Trubisky finding the former Eagle Burton for the Chicago first.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break.
Let's go. We're on the ball after this.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 2nd down, Trubisky. He's going to air one out. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. The Bears on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. From the shotgun is Trubisky. Finding Gabriel, complete. 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big 30-yard play on third. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
And he is caught at the 7-yard line. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Trying to punch it in with Howard. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Jordan Howard with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Bears will add on to their lead. Parkey adds the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Throwing to start the drive. Francis. Now he's flushed out left. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 26. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. As his guys are in for 6. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. They go with Howard to begin the drive. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Run the ball after this.
Trubisky will throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Burton. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That goes for a gain of 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Trubisky on 1st down, being chased out left. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Trey Burton, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears will extend their lead. Parkey with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. Space to maneuver at the 40. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down, Francis. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at about the 32. They pitch out to Howard. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Let's go, let's go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Three down. Let's go, let's go. Blue. Sit up! 180!
Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Ben Gideon, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
That's how we do it! Let's go,
Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. Out of the gun, Trubisky rolling to his left. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Oh, another great move. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Francis, and it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd and 2, Francis, and he's got Kyle Rudolph. Well, that'll get them to first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And Rudolph has it left side. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Lucky 56. Set, please.
Off play action. Francis. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Off the play fake. Francis out to his left. Looking left sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And now it's third down.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
Yes, you're right, they have had no room to breathe. Off the bootleg. Francis. They'll roll him out right. And almost intercepted. Would have been a huge pick in the end zone, but as it stands, that brings up fourth.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. So kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
The Bears on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Blue.
Here's Trubisky to throw. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Eric Kendricks in there to record another sack, their 6th of the afternoon. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Shedding through the defense. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Detroit!
They start the drive with Cook. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them strike.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. To throw on 2nd down. Francis throwing the out route and complete. That's Blair. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. On 1st and 10, Francis. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to the air on 2nd down. Francis, flush to his right. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, Francis finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Francis. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
He's going to wind up and air it out. He's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And that one results in 35 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st down, Francis. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Adrian Amos with a pick, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up only to about the 33.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now it's Trubisky. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, fighting off the pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Sheldon Richardson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded at the 20. He spins free. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They run it again with Cook. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a fourth down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Escaping the pressure right. And no, it's incomplete. Mike Zimmer got to be unhappy with how that turned out. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position.
Come on, gotta go, gotta go.
They go counter with Howard. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They go with Howard again. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Hey.
From midfield now, here's Trubisky. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now. He's been terrific so far. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold
He
on.
trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
We'll see what his offense can do. Another toe for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Francis. He's going to let it fly. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun. Francis. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The result, a first down as a quick slant gets him 14.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
And he'll be brought down just shy of 45. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't...
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Leonard Floyd in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Adrian Amos with a pick. Sheds off the tackle. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Chicago, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, the slide continues as they drop now to 3-12. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.